Hi, and welcome to the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce Member Connection. I am your host, Eric Knowles. Before we get started, a word from one of our supporters.
Miami-Dade College has career paths in anything you want to be. What's your story? Be global. Be cutting edge. Be inventive. Be investigative. Be a hero. What do you want to be? Be the best. Be you. Be MDC.
Welcome back to the Miami-Dade Chamber of Member Connection. I am your host, Eric Knowles, and you already know the deal. You know, it's exciting sitting here talking to businessmen and women about, how they started their dream, building their business, that's supporting them. And that's what we do each and every day. I'm here with Mr. Dyrell Lewis. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm great, man. I'm great. Glad to have you here. Seen you on the Zooms. And now we're actually in person. And, tell folks a little bit about yourself before we get into the business.
Oh, well, a little bit about myself. I'm from Rockford, Illinois. I moved down here about in 2018. Really, the big reason why I moved down here is because Miami has such an awesome environment and everything like that. And I really wanted to grow as an actor. I'm an actor by trade.
Okay.
And everything.
So you didn't tell me that part.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember a couple years ago.
Yeah,
we were in a commercial
together.
When
I saw you, I know that.
Yeah. We were in a commercial together.
When you walked, I know that.
Yeah. So as an actor, though, my name is Tyson Jordan. So I go by Tyson. When we met as Tyson kind of thing. But the government
and Gordon.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So the government wants your real name. So I go by Dyrell in this business realm. So I've been down here since 2018 and really been really going at acting and everything like that. I train at the Universal Casting in Miami. Mm-hmm. And really for the last couple of years, me and my wife have been coming up with ideas that we can to build a business. And recently we came up with Miami Minute Munch, which is, our new venture that we're upon.
Miami. So what's the shirt you got
so
here?
we have a Miami Minute Munch. It's our AI vending company. One of the big things about vending one of the big things now is that we're moving into the AI realm of things.
Okay.
And it's actually hit the vending machine industry as well. So with our AI vending machines, it allows us to sell more products than traditional products.
So if I'm thinking right, you can actually use your phone.
You can use your phone. You can use you can use an app from us, or you can use your card itself. So in the event that you don't have your card with you, just use your phone to pay for the purchase.
Okay. So No, the vending business is huge.
Right.
I mean, a lot of people don't realize, even not to, I guess I'm gonna use this analogy, the corner store.
Yeah.
Those pennies add up.
Right, kind of thing as well. But one of the biggest things is allowing people to have access to certain things that they won't normally have. So even walking in here, I saw that we have vending machines here and stuff like that. But even being in a college, sometimes you get to school and you forget deodorant or you forget sanitary items and things of that nature. Our vending machines offer like deodorant, it'll offer like soap, toothpaste, toothbrush, things of that nature. So that way you can also, not only that, you can make multiple purchases in one transaction rather than the old traditional way where you put your coins in, you get one item at a time.
Right.
Kind of thing.
Put your dollar in, feed the dollars.
Right.
The dollar kicking back out.
Yeah, exactly. So it's one thing is that I love about technology with it expanding, it gives us more options and stuff.
Oh man. Actually, I have a good friend that I went to college with a few years ago. Actually, went to Miami-Dade, and he's been vending like bubblegum machines and different. I mean, in the Bahamas, he lives in the Bahamas.
Okay.
And the soda, in Illinois they call it pop, right?
Yeah, pop. Yeah.
I grew up outside of Buffalo as well as in Miami, but anyway. This would be something. I got to introduce you guys.
That would be awesome.
Yeah,
that would be awesome.
He's been doing this thing
for years. Then.
I mean, for years, doing the vending thing. So
yeah.
And what was the catalyst that made you go do that?
Well, one of the biggest things that me and my wife, we're both actors. You know, we actually have a web series that we have on Tubi and on YouTube.
Okay.
So we've been racking our brains for the last few years of how to fund it. You know, because we're as independent filmmakers,
Right.
you have to fund your projects yourself. So, you know, I have a regular 9 to 5. I work for a mining company, you know, as a survey technician. So we want to make a way to where we can build our own table and fund our own projects rather
Right.
than, you know, and 5 years ago I was really into starting a vending machine company, but unfortunately COVID hit and stuff like
Right.
that. So, you know, it moved everything back. So we're right back where we want to be now, me and my wife, and we're able to get that business up and going.
Well, how hard is it to get locations? Because I mean, it is a machine,
Right.
and it's got to be somewhere,
Right. And typically that is the hardest thing. And a lot of people think of our vending machines as a traditional vending machine, but we take up less space than a refrigerator. So it's about 6 feet wide and it's about 6 feet tall, 5 feet wide. So it doesn't take up a lot of space in there. So it's really finding places that will understand the new AI technology. It's not the old big clunky vending machines or anything like that. But we also offer what are called micro markets. Micro markets are like similar to what you see at the airport. When you run up and you grab something, and you run up and you scan it and pay for it yourself, which are unintended retailers.
Right.
So we offer those.
That's huge.
Yeah, exactly. For like apartment complexes. So with Miami building a lot of apartment complexes, we're allowed the ability to have a micro market in the apartment, so that in the middle of the night, if somebody wants to buy a snack, they can just go downstairs. Or aspirin, or you know, if they need feminine sanitary products, things of that nature, they'll be able to go get it without having to run into a convenience store in the middle of the night.
No, that makes a lot of sense. There are so many. I've seen kiosks, and like I said, there's so many different products that you can put in one of these machines.
Right.
And you started this when?
We recently started this about 6 months ago. We started it.
Brand new.
We're brand new. We have a couple machines and stuff like that. But the good thing to allow it too is, well, what we spoke about is if there's individuals that have products that are made locally and everything like that, we're able to put those in our machines and everything like that. So that way, if somebody sells essential oils, or they sell any products of theirs, they can put them in our vending machines and they can be
it's not
distributed.
As I say, what's the word? Proprietary?
Right. It's not proprietary to, like, you know, Lay's potato chips or anything, or anything, or snacks in general. You know, if there's things that, if you have a Pilates studio and we could sell towels in there, we could sell headphones in there, things that you may forget, you know, at the gym and things of that nature.
Okay. The machine itself.
Yes.
Now the business itself. You say you've been there 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Again, where did the idea? Okay, this is what I'm gonna do.
Right. Well, one of the biggest things is that me as a person, I went to business school, and one of the biggest things that I wanted to find a business that allowed me to work from home and allow me to make money when I'm asleep. So this is something that we went through and we studied for the last 5 years and stuff like that. And we really just decided to pull the trigger on it. And I really believe that we're at that point where it's a turning point for the vending industry, to where you're going to see a lot of these machines everywhere. And I love that we're at the
cutting edge.
The cutting edge. And, you know, yeah.
Right. Well, you know, we're going to get back to the cutting edge. We're going to hear from one of our supporters. We'll be right back on the other side.
Learn and earn today at Miami-Dade College. College graduates earn 56% more than high school graduates and $1 million more in lifetime earnings. A degree from MDC is your path to greater earning power and career success. Choose from hundreds of affordable high-tech and in-demand career programs, including cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, business, and nursing. Learn and earn today at MDC and fast-track your career. Enroll now at mdc.edu/purpose.
Welcome back to the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce Member Connection. I'm here with Mr. Lewis, and we're talking about AI vending machines. And while we were gone, I was like, okay, so no, you're an entrepreneur, and some of us are, you know, I wouldn't say some of us because brains like Mr. Lewis. Like you said, you've been studying this for about 5 years.
Mhm.
And my question to you, how long has this type of product been out there, this type of machine?
As far as for AI machines, they're relatively new. I would say the last year to year and a half. So when I first started, you know, learning about the vending machine business, it was the old school, you know, vending machines. And then within the last year, I worked specifically with one of the vendors called Haha Vending. And they've actually came up with the technology. Well, they're one of the people that have the technology to where it allow us to use AI in there. So that way, when a person opens the door, if they pull a item out and take a look at it and they say, no, I don't want it, and they put it back, the machine is smart enough to know they didn't purchase.
Oh,
they're
wow.
not gonna
See,
be
that's, I'm
charged for
glad
that.
I asked that question.
Right. So like
that's pretty deep.
they can take it out, look at it, and say, you know what, I really don't want this, and put it back, and their card is not charged, you know, kind of thing. So it gives them a lot of options. So there's multiple vendors that came out with vending machines within like the last year and a half.
Right. And the whole thing that you mentioned, that part of that's pretty serious. That, well, I made a mistake. I didn't.
Right.
Or I pushed the wrong button.
Right,
You
kind
know?
of thing. You know, you push T3 and you meant to push D3 kind of thing.
Right.
You know, this allows you to where you can go through and touch everything and figure out what you want, what you don't want. So even if you pulled out 5 items, but you only bought one, once you close that door, you only charge for 1 item.
Interesting. So, and the other thing that you mentioned was the fact that if you're in business, you can connect to you and put your product inside the machine. So there's no, as I said, proprietary. Only Lay's potato chips can go in this particular machine.
Right.
Talk about that a little bit in terms of connecting with those type of businesses.
Which is awesome, because especially down here we have local taste and stuff like that. So there may be local vendors here or local businessmen and women that make plantain chips, or they'll make any snacks that normal people in the Miami area will eat. We can put those in our vending machines, as opposed to them having to go to a distributor or go to a big manufacturer to try to get their products in there. They can contact us. We'll put them into our machines, and they can grow their business that way. So they can figure out what flavors people like, what they don't like, what products people do like, and stuff like that.
How do you find your locations to put the machines?
One of the biggest things is that right now we're aiming towards urgent care facilities, assisted living facilities. We're also looking at churches as well. Places like that, because, you know, especially like assisted living facilities, it allows it to where people that don't normally go out to grocery stores and everything like that, they'll be able to be empowered to go to our micro marts, purchase, you know, aspirin, purchase snacks, you know, with their own card, and go back and get their foods and stuff. So it's really, we're just targeting areas to where there's high foot traffic, and also to where individuals may not have access to snacks that they normally will have.
So what is the manpower to run a business like that? Because obviously you got to replenish the machines.
Right.
So I'm sure sometimes on a daily basis, or what is that like?
So it all depends on the area and stuff like that. So certain machines operate a lot more than other ones. So certain ones we may have to go a couple times a week, or 1 time a week, or anything like that. And the good thing about that is that we're looking at, once we get more machines, hiring individuals in the Miami area. And with working with us, it allows you to work at your pace. So if we have a machine that needs to be filled up, you can go either in the morning, evening, or night as an employee and fill it up, as opposed to worrying, I got to be there at 9 o'clock kind of thing. You know, it gives you a lot more flexibility, because we live in a society where unfortunately we have to go pick up our children, things of that nature. So
right now, your wife, it's you and your wife.
Right now, it's me and my wife filling the machines. Correct. Yeah. Yeah, we're doing our own manpower. So, yeah.
Not to get in deep into the business, but how many machines do you have out there?
Currently, we only have 2. So
okay,
we only have 2
well,
machines. But not only 2, but we have 2 machines. You know, and the biggest things is that.
And where are they located?
At acting studios right now. The first one is at is at the acting studio in Miami, which is Universal Casting, the place that I
Yeah,
told you
okay.
that,
I
that
gotta
go.
check. I was just at Universal
Yeah.
last week.
So yeah, so as
I
soon
have
as
to
you go
check
in
it
there,
out.
you take a left, you'll see our
Okay,
machine over
okay.
there, kind of
Very
thing.
cool.
So so that's good for actors anytime that they're they need a drink or anything like that. So,
Yeah. So what's in the future beyond the machines? Where you see yourself going?
What we really want to do is that we want to get into places like the airport and everything like that, because there's places that where there's not access to food or access to snacks or access to everyday items that you may need.
Well, let me ask you this. In terms of the items, so you have 2 machines.
Yes.
And how do you determine which items are going to put in, like you said, at the airport?
Right.
So if you go to the airport, what are you going to put in the airport?
So initially,
and how do you supply? How's that supply chain for you to get the product and then put it in? How are you doing that?
So typically that we'll purchase from big box retailers like Sam's or Costco, things of that nature. And what we'll do is that we'll go in there and initially have a template set up that we'll put in there. And based on how everything sells, it'll tell us. And a good thing about AI, it'll tell us at the end of the month, it'll say, this is selling, this is selling, this is not selling. You may want to think about taking this out, kind of thing. Right. So it'll help out a lot.
And again, it's your decision on what you want to go in the machine versus it being a Coke machine. Correct. Or, as we said, Lay's machine, etc.
Exactly. So based on local taste and stuff like that, we can really tailor the machine to what needs to go in there. So, and which allows us to use, like I said, local products and stuff like that.
Yeah. I can see. I go to this car wash on Northeast 2nd Avenue, and I could see something like this.
Yeah.
Towels to dry your car.
Definitely, stuff like that. Exactly.
Tire black to.
Exactly. That and our machines allow stuff like that. So like if the person is there and they forget things like that nature, they'll be able to go to get there without having to go to Walgreens or to get it.
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. So again, the future. You're working these 2. What other areas? You got a very entrepreneurial mind. Like you said, you're looking at this for 5 years or so. What else are you looking for the future to do?
The biggest
and talk about your production a little bit.
I appreciate that. So my wife and her sister actually own a production company. It's called Capisci Productions. We do have a web series that is on Tubi right now.
Okay.
It's called Single Taken Other. We have 1 season on there. We actually just finished filming and editing our second.
I never auditioned.
See, I actually wanted you to be on a project, but you be busy all the time, man.
I ain't never too busy, man.
Definitely would love to have you on there. But we just finished the second season. We're actually going to premiere it on December 13th to our actors and everything. We actually would love to premiere it to the Chamber of Commerce.
Well, let's do it.
So it's gonna be released in January as well.
Okay, let's do it. Yeah.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Actually, I'm not here to plug myself, but actually I just did a Tubi show.
Really?
Sinners and Saints, Sins of Saints.
Sins of Saints. Okay, I'm gonna look up that.
Because there is this show, Sinners and Saints.
Sinners and Saints, yeah.
Sins of Saints.
I'm gonna look that up.
I actually play a one-legged homeless man.
Really?
Yeah.
You had to tune into that character.
Yeah. So how can someone get in touch with you?
So the best way to get in touch with us is that we have our website, MiamiMinuteMunch.com, or you can find myself on Instagram. My name is J.Tyson, Tysun Jordan. You can find me on there as well. The best way to contact us is through our website at MiamiMinuteMunch.com.
Very cool. Man, this has been a great conversation. Learned a lot. Look forward to next time at Universal. I'm going to go see what you got.
Yeah,
over there.
I appreciate you, man.
If you want to know more about the Chamber, you can go to m-dcc.org or call us at 305-751-8648. Tune in on Mondays at 12 noon. Miami Minute. See you on the other side.
Today, I stand before you, a proud graduate of Miami-Dade College.
and the 5th president of the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce. I'm honored to return to the college that prepared me to become a leader in our community, providing an education second to none. So I'm asking you to please tune in every Monday at 12 noon to the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce's Member Connection, as I interview members of the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce on our Facebook page at Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce or our YouTube channel, Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce. To learn more about the Chamber, please go to m-dcc.org or call the Chamber at 305-751-5500.